In this video, we'll discuss about what do you mean by cloze test. So let us dive into this topic here. This cloze test is according to the definition, you can say that is it's a one set of a passage, very big passage, and you will be given with the blanks. So these are not basically fill in the blanks type model. So the fill in the blanks model are generally called as a fillers or double fillers. So this name is called as a cloze test. So in a cloze test, what will happen is you are supposed to answer this correct words. Basically, you can write like this. Blanks. Then you are supposed to give correct words, usually are correct word or phrases. So that's the important thing. And basically it will be at least 4 to 5. 4 to 5 is called as a short cloze test, and if it is more than 5, it's basically a big size, and so that depends upon the complexity of the question. That's a general thing. Now, to understand this, not just a question, first of all, what you need to do is before going to this everything and all, you must be very thorough in English grammar. So especially vocabulary, then, and also you should have a logical connection. So what is a logical connection? Basically, you need to identify the tenses, then subject verb agreement. So like this, some basic things. Okay, you should brush up very properly. Keeping these things in mind, let us look at the models here. Now, if you look at the first model, that is a standard cloze test model. So the standard cloze test model will have like this, where generally you will be given some description, then 5 sentences or 10 sentences will be there, and then what they will do is wantedly they'll give you any some selected words, and then they'll omit it, and then they'll ask you to find that one. Okay, so basically what is this basic reason is here, the goal is to choose the right word that fits grammatically and contextually, both. Okay, so first thing is you should be grammatically correct, at the same time it should be contextually also correct. So for example, here in this case, there are something which will grammatically fit, and also some which grammatically will fit. So many words will be fitting. Okay, but contextually also should fit. That is also important, that you need to take. Okay, for this topic, which is called as a standard cloze test model, so what is the area that you need to brush up? Okay, what is that you need to be very thorough? Is that here our videos were given, that basic English grammar series videos. Okay, so at least minimum, at least those videos at least you must go through. Okay, then so you have to practice as many questions as possible for getting into the familiarized with this English language. That's one point here. Then, so maybe you are familiar with this, but you are not good at with grammar. So that you need to brush up. That is also important point. Now look at here. So mostly the test areas will be vocabulary, tenses, articles, prepositions, then conjunctions, then subject verb agreement, and right word choices. So these are the general area where they give, where generally these questions generally will come in case of a standard cloze test. Okay, so look at this one here. The first one is here. India is one of the fastest growing economies centers in the world. Okay, so they have given some, what they have done is they have given some statement, but it is still faces several challenges. They have given the second statement. Now, one such issue is dash inequality. Okay, so here one such issue, okay, such is not a point. One such issue is dash inequality. Okay, so here for this inequality you should choose something appropriate word here, which is from the blanks. Okay, so whether it is economic inequality, economics inequality, economically inequality, economized inequality. Okay, So economized inequality also right. So likewise, okay, economically inequality. So all some answers are basically contextually, that grammatically some answers will be, two answers will be right. Okay, for this you need to understand first point. What you need to do is you need to look at analyze with the tenses. Okay, then analyze with the subject verb agreement, then analyze with the what we can call this one as a singular versus plural. So whether this goes with the singularity, singular one, plural one. Okay, so the see, don't worry about the given statements, but you can look at here, the sentence is a independent sentence. So because independent sentence, because why I'm saying, because there is a full stop here. So after this full stop, the next sentence is a independent sentence. Okay, so maybe there is a words and all here. This word, these previous statements are used for only to choose the right word. Okay, so but that just uses some background, but for here it is not everything here. So one such issue is so they have said that one means singular, and also they have used a verb here for singular. So be verb is used as for singular. Okay, so one such issue is economic inequality, economized inequality, economics inequality. So economics inequality is wrong answer. Okay, economically inequality. So this is basically what is happening is inequality is there. So economically, this is somewhat a probable near answer, and economized inequality. So they are not economized inequality. So this is economize is basically is becoming the verb. Okay, so that is not the key. Okay, why? Verb is already used. So this another verb no need to use. So this also can't be used. Okay, so economically inequality and economized inequality is there. Okay, so here economically is basically it becomes an adverb here, so that you can't use it here. So this also can't be answer. Okay, so the only possible answer is A here. Okay, so here economic inequality. So that is the only possible answer here in this problem. Okay, in this question. So that's only the answer, and we are getting this answer how? That is from the choices. Okay, so not like you cannot assume on your own and then write the bubble answer here. Okay, so that is wrong. Okay, so please be very careful with that. Okay, so but for a rhyming purpose, so normally if you are not good at grammar and all those things, so there is a more chance that economized inequality is just something like or probably the right answer that generally you will have a feeling. Okay, so for that you should be very careful. So already that be verb is there, so no need to go there. Okay, so that's one point. So like this, some standard thing, rules and regulations, one point. Then contextual vocabulary cloze test. So in case of a contextual vocabulary cloze test, so what they do is you have to focus. Okay, so I like to highlight this point. This is the one. So all options may be grammatically correct problem. So also, and the word fits contextually. So all those things will be there. Okay, so all the choices that are given are something like a right answers in the answer. Okay, so at that time what you need to do is focus on the context where this what is actually the author is trying to say. That point you try to focus. Okay, what is the author is trying to say? The author is trying to say something that you need to read the question. Okay, the minister's comment were seen as an attempt to dash the situation. So the minister's attempt, so somebody is saying something, minister. Okay, minister's comments were seen as an attempt. So it means somebody is coming and giving some comments. And how are those seen? Basically, minister, no. Minister means basically a person who is in apex position in political. Yes or no? So whoever is in the top officials, what would they do? They generally, they don't provoke and they don't do all those things. They try to minimize the situation. Okay, so means they're trying to what to say, they nullify the situation. Yes or no? So that's the meaning of. So the minister's comments were seen as an attempt to ignite the situation is also right, lancet the situation, that is also right, suspend the situation, that is also right, provoke the situation, that is also right. All answers are right. So in a contextual vocabulary situation, you cannot go for eliminating the answers. Why you cannot go for eliminating the answers? Is all answers are right. Okay, or if you put this answer grammatically, all these things are correct. Grammatically, they're right. Okay, so at that time, what you need to do is you need to understand what is that tone here. Basically, the guy is in apex position. So look at this guy, the minister. So he's giving some comments and then he's trying to cool situation, right? Make something and then he's doing something. So basically, what would happen is ignite will not come, provoke will not come. He's not suspending. Suspending is completely rejecting it. Okay, so he's not rejecting it. He's saying something. No, so we cannot have this word also. Only the possible answer is this contextually. Class set will be the right answer. Okay, so that means he's trying to calm down the situation. Then the next one, grammar specific Cloze test. In a grammar specific Cloze test, basically this the description is basically focused on some certain grammar point. Okay, so what is that certain grammar point? They wanted generally to test the knowledge whether you are good at this grammar point or not. So this is basically grammar question. There is no any other option. Okay, this is not like a testing your logical skills. Basically, grammar question means you are good at grammar. Okay, you should be good at grammar. Okay, now come to the point. If he dashed earlier, he would have not missed the train. If he arrives earlier, if he had arrived earlier, arriving earlier, was arriving, he was arriving earlier. So it looks like actually all the if you don't look at this sentence and then you just look at this one, all the answers are right. But look at the sentence. He would have not missed the train. So would have not. So I would look at the tense here. Would not have. Okay. So what is this tense? So based upon this tense, if you correlate this, if he arrives, no, not this one. Okay, had not. Okay, was arriving. Okay, this is basically have not. So this is a past perfect. So here past perfect will come here by which one? Arriving is a continuous. No, that is also wrong. Was arriving, this is also wrong. Arrives is a simple present, so that is also wrong. Okay, this is simple present. This is wrong. Had arrived, so arriving, so simple future. So this is wrong. Then was arriving. Okay, so simple perfect. Continuous perfect. So this is also wrong. Okay, perfect continuous. Okay, future perfect. So this is also wrong. Okay. Future perfect, so that is also wrong. So there is only one option, that is a simple past perfect. Okay, yeah, this is a past perfect. So here the only option here is this one. Okay, past perfect here. So had arrived. Okay, that's the only option here. Okay, then the next one is a logical flow of a Cloze test. So this logical flow of a Cloze test is here. What is a logical flow? Basically, there is something called a coherence. So what do I mean by coherence? Let me highlight the points. This, and you can say this one. So logical flow means there would be a certain answer where that answer is the only answer. For this, B is answer. Yeah. So there would be the only answer in this case. Okay. So what is that answer is that will give us what the author is trying to conveying in the next one. Okay, that flow, logical flow will be will not disturb here. Okay, so basically what would happen is if you choose a different answer other than the right answer, so that will actually disturb the sentence explanation, or that will disturb the meaning of a sentence. Okay, but grammatically that will be correct. So that we'll like to see. Okay, so that's the reason why this if this type of problems are called as generally they have a feature called as linkers, or what we will call discourse markers. So what will happen is generally they will be using a cause and effect. Okay, so for example, I was late because my bus was late. Okay, so because that words generally you need to identify, a proper word you need to identify. Okay, look at the example. The demand for electrical vehicles is rising. First sentence. Dash, this is comma, battery manufacturing has also seen a boost. Okay, so there is a positive sentence. So assume that you don't know what is the meaning of this. Okay, so this is basically give us some positive feeling. Then there is a word something, that word should do something where battery manufacturing has also seen boost. So this sentence is also positive feeling, right? That is positive sentence. This is also positive sentence. Now look at the answers. So consequently, nevertheless, similarly, ironically. So here we can actually eliminate the very good points here. That is, ironically means basically if this is a positive sentence, then ironically means backside something negatively is happening, or else if it is a negative, backside something positive is happening, like that. Okay, so ironically means basically what to say, outside you do something, inside is actually different. That's the word of it. Okay, similarly is also something. Similarly means, so this is positive, similarly this is also positive, means you are comparing this one to this one. Okay, you are comparing, like comparison. So comparison means like analogy. Nevertheless means whether this is a positive or no problem, I am going to say negative. Whether it is a negative, I don't mind, it is positive. Okay, whether it is a negative or positive, I don't mind. So what is your intention? Nevertheless means what does it means? Whatever it happens, whatever it is, this is the thing. Okay, so means look at the sentence. The demand for electrical vehicles is rising. Nevertheless, battery manufacture has also risen. So no. Basically, this word has a link with this one. Okay, so here we can eliminate these two. Okay, and we are with the left over with the similarly and consequently. So we can use the similarly, but similarly is basically analogy. Means for electrical vehicles you are using, then you should talk about something like fuel vehicles, something like that. Okay, so we are not talking about some other department, we are talking about the same department, same thing. So this similarly cannot come, because similarly means, see, this guy is very hardworking person, similarly this guy is also hardworking person. This girl is beautiful girl, similarly this girl is also beautiful girl. This person is so and so, similarly this person is so and so, like that you are going to say. No, so here what you are doing is you are not going to do like that. For that you can't use similarly. You are talking about within, this person is a hardworking person, that's the reason why he won the match. This person is working very hard, he will succeed in life. Means within that same person you are doing it now. So you have only one option, consequently. Consequently, the battery is also, okay, do you understood that what is the meaning of this sentence? So we are talking about something, and then within that thing only they have given the information. So this information is related to this information. So that's the reason why consequently is the right word here. Then this description, theme-based Cloze test. So in case of a theme-based Cloze test, the description of the entire passage, okay, that involves central theme, like usually for exam, generally you can expect like environment, economy, technology, banking, like that. So you have to remember these points and all here. So here, try to identify what is the main theme of the passage. Okay, then you'll be able to understand. Try some example here. So here the example theme is environment. The dash of the plastic usage has created serious pollution in the problem. What is this one? Here, what are this? What we can say here? Proliferation, transformation, disruption, stimulation. Okay, so here the transformation of plastic usage has created serious pollution in the problem. The proliferation is also like answer. Then proliferation is, so this introduction of this one has introduced, gave it. Okay, transformation is then a disruption of the plastic usage has created serious problem. So no, this is not a no. Okay, then the stimulation, we are not doing a stimulation here, so that is also wrong. Okay, so here transformation of plastic usage has created. So from transformation, if they had given the sentence with the transformation of plastic usage from jute or something, okay, has created serious pollution problem, then transformation will be the right answer. But they have not given that. Okay, so means you have to go for only the option proliferation here. Okay, so that's one thing, proliferation. So that's what we have to identify. Okay, so it looks like answers are somewhat near, but you should look at the sentence very carefully and then try to answer this. Then the teacher was known. Oh yeah, okay. Look at the pattern here. The pattern is next pattern is any something like new pattern, like you'll have multiple choice. So basically here you need to select a pair of words. A pair of words. Okay. So where do you select this pair of words? The sentence itself is completely with the two fill in the blanks. Okay, and here generally, mostly sometimes they'll give you 5 options. Here we did not take that, but anyway. Okay, so here we did not do that. Okay, look at the example here. The teacher was known for her dash behavior and dash nature. The teacher was, so all the answers are right. Okay, here all the answers are right. The rude behavior and then arrogant nature, so that is also fit for a teacher. Calm behavior and aggressive nature. Okay, courteous behavior and patient nature. Harsh behavior and careless nature. So here basically look at the sentence. The sentence is basically, it's a simple present. Okay, it's in simple present means what is the meaning of simple present? Simple present is basically a universal fact, good thing about any person, all those things. Okay, you please go through the tenses where I said. So facts, honest things, then natural things. So those things generally we'll talk about in a simple present. So this is basically, it's a simple, here they used was, so that is also, was means they already know that. Okay, they already know that means simple past, right? So the sentence is basically simple past sentence. So this also comes with a just a positive sentence here. So you can use any of this, all the answers, and all the answers are right. So then we need to understand here some elimination we can do. So what are this elimination is? Calm and aggressive, that we cannot generally do. Okay, why calm and aggressive is here calm behavior instead of and, if they are used but, then this aggressive would be the right answer. Okay, so they have not used but, they used the word and. Okay, so you have to check this sentence, if it's positive, this also must be positive. If the sentence, this word is negative, then this also should be negative. So that word and this word both should be similar. Rude and arrogant, that's also right. Then calm and aggressive, this cannot be. Okay, courteous and patient, then okay, this is basically somewhat near. Harsh and careless, so harsh and careless cannot be same thing, so that you can read it. Okay, then rude and arrogant and courteous and patient, these are things. So normally we cannot view like that, because rude and arrogant is also something, even though it actually fits here, normally we cannot talk like that, because it's basically not a honest way of expression something. So that you cannot use it. So I'm going to put it down. So the only leftover is courteous and patient. Courteous behavior. So basically they have given the, what you can call, this is a noun. Okay, so that only noun generally will fit here with a adjective. This is adjective. So that's the right word. So adjective here, courteous is the right word. So that will actually fit here. Okay, the courteous behavior generally will go first. So it's basically the what you can say, collocation. Collocation is the right collocation. Okay, so calm behavior is not a right collocation. Courteous behavior is a right collocation. So we can say that point. Then the next one is here, phrase closer test, whereas generally it is not. So this is basically rare. Usually with phrases and idioms. So this is basically advanced level. Okay, so students who are very good at idioms and phrasal verbs, so those guys generally will be able to do it, and for that you need to have more practice. Okay, then collocation also you need to have. Then all this idiom, so usage of idiomatic usage means sometimes generally in Telugu we can call it as a paryaya padalu, like that, right? So means instead of saying directly something, you say something in a different sentence. Okay, so that is idioms. So we'll discuss that idioms and all in coming up, but right now we just try to answer this one here. The manager refused to dash and admit and insist on strict discipline in the office. So what did the manager do? So manager refused to dash. Okay, so here there are two words here. Take, let things go slide, go by the book. Okay, go by the book. Okay, yeah, play it. Okay. So manager refused to take it easy and insist on strict discipline in the office. Okay, so take it easy. So manager refused. So basically this guy is a formal guy, right? So because this guy is a formal guy, take it easy word is an informal way of expression. So that is wrong. Okay, let things slide. So this is right. Let things slide. Then go by the book. Right? Play it by ear. So the play it by ear and insist on strict. Play it by ear means everything pinpoint is actually minding it out. Okay. So that is also right answer, but we cannot use it in this case. You cannot use it because play it by the ear means inspection is generally is called as a play it by the ear, but not the discipline. Okay. So we are talking about a discipline. On strict discipline, so what would be happen here? So go by the book would be the right answer. Okay, go by the book will be the right answer. So let things slide, that is wrong. So the next one, yeah. So here so coming to the summary of this one here, or summary in the sense till now what are the rules and regulations that you have learned to solve a problem. That summary, that we can call it as a strategy for solving this one. Okay, so here first of all what you need to do, you need to read the passage very neatly, first point. And like in the previous reading comprehension I said, so don't read the passage, first time, go and read the question. So like that here it is opposite. First read the passage neatly, okay, because that is short one. Okay, read the passage, then identify. First you need to do is this job, that is identify the tone. First thing is this one. identify the tone, okay, then go for the blanks, okay, and reread the sentences. So don't say that whatever you are, whichever the answer you got and then you feel that grammatically correct, that you don't say that that is right, because you have to go through blank by blank and then say, check with the, insert it again and again, okay, and check whether they are grammatically correct, first point, okay, and also contextually correct. So both should happen. So 1 and 2 both should happen, okay. So you need to match grammatically, at the same time you need to match contextually, both should, okay. Now look like for this what you need to do is look like some words like connectors, however, because, like this words and all, you have to have a look at it. So that we will discuss. So we will discuss in the coming up videos here, and also find out what some vocabulary. Generally, vocabulary based questions is a direct question generally, and so you need to be good at English grammar to bubble that answer, and then something like find out some root words, like for example here collocations, okay, all those things. Just try to improvise. Collocation means basically just before we have seen, no, just before. This is a courteous behavior, okay. So like that, for example, we can say heinous crime, okay. Crime word will always come with the heinous. Some examples, okay. So that is called as a collocation. So there are certain set of words which always comes with a certain set of words, okay. They are a combination, so you cannot change the combination. So that is called as a collocation. So that's about it, okay. So keeping these all points in mind, I would like to give a summary here. That is what is a cloze test? Cloze test is basically a passage. So in the passage you will be having a fill in the blanks. Sometimes it will be a short. Usually if it is a short, at least 5 fill in the blanks like model it will be there. What they will do is meticulously they'll remove away the some right words, okay, something like a phrases, words, yeah, phrases and words, where, and then what they'll do is this, because of that the tough level will be usually medium to high, and then what your job is to do is you need to identify that right answers from the given choices, not from your brain, okay, from the given choice, okay. You should go and look at the choices, and then from the choices you should identify vocabulary correct answer and also logically correct answer. So if you generally use your own ideas, that words may not be available in the options, so that you should not do, okay. So look at the answers, look at the passage, look at the answers, and then tally it with all the answers, okay. So first what will happen is grammatically you just first try to check. Once you try that the answers are grammatically correct, then you go for checking with the contextually correct, then you can find out the right answer. That's how you do it, okay. So this is the concept of a cloze test model, okay. So I hope you understood this concept of cloze test model. We'll meet again, and then please do subscribe and share this YouTube channel. Thank you.